So today I want to talk about neck bands. So if you're a woman over 45 or 50 like me and struggling with either platysmal bands or horizontal neck bands, and they're kind of driving you crazy, then this video is for you. Vertical bands come from more overactivity. Horizontal lines come from more compression. So this is why they need to be treated completely differently. Yet most people are treating their neck in the same way. And that's why so many things aren't working. So about 2 years ago now, I had a lower facelift and a neck lift, hoping to address kind of the lower face laxity and my platysmal bands, which were like a huge issue for me. So I wish I would have learned this sooner because the surgery didn't really help me. So I'm going to break down in this video what has been helping me and what can help you so you can avoid some of the mistakes that I have made. And as an esthetician, I actually learned this the hard way. Neck aging isn't just about skin. And that's what no one really talks about. If you don't correct the underlying issue, which is coming from our posture, poor circulation, then the surgery probably isn't going to help, especially if you continue to have that bad posture, which I did because of my job. I started to really research this when I noticed my bands were starting to come back. So they did look good in the beginning, probably because of the swelling. Everything was really tight. I wasn't working as much. I saw a lot of doctors talking about this, about the platysmal band specifically, because a lot of patients would come back in after surgery 6 months, a year and a half later and complain that the surgery didn't work. But they would say, just like my surgeon did, oh, we can just put a little Botox and it'll soften it. So it is pretty common, especially if you had strong bands before. That means you do have an underlying tightness and posture problem. But what I found is as you get older, if you do too much Botox, it can actually make the lower face look worse. So you kind of have to choose your battles. Learn from me. This is going to save you probably a lot of money and time and frustration. So platysmal bands. Tightness doesn't just start in the neck. It usually starts from behind. So this isn't a loose skin issue. This is a tight muscle issue. Now, horizontal lines are different. Horizontal lines don't come from tight muscles. They come from compression and from folding. What I've also noticed in a lot of my facial clients is the ones that have more horizontal lines have more puffiness in their neck and also more fluid retention, more puffiness under the chin. So these are some of the skin treatments I had to change to help reduce my platysmal banding. And this was also really kind of surprising to me because as an esthetician, I just never really did a deep dive into this. So the number one thing was microcurrent. I've literally had microcurrent in my business for over 20 years. It was like the first machine modality that I brought in. And no one really talks about this because microcurrent really stimulates the muscles. It's for firming and lifting. But for my platysmal bands, as I'm aging, it turned out that it was kind of over activating the platysmal muscles and making them look worse. More stimulation stopped being the answer. My platysmal bands doesn't need more activation. It needs to downshift. It needs relaxation. So for my neck, I had to cut back on microcurrent and shift my focus more towards relaxing and calming the muscle. So this meant using more vibration, more heat, and changing even the way I did my facial massage and my neck massage. So it doesn't mean I don't do microcurrent, I still do, but I just utilize it in a different way and I make sure the muscles are relaxed, that my neck is relaxed, my back is relaxed before I go in with any microcurrent. For horizontal bands, you can definitely tolerate more microcurrent. Now, before you get into microcurrent, regardless of your band type, you want everything to be relaxed and open. So specifically for me, for the platysmal banding, I used more heat. So I used these thermal stones because you can make them hot or cold, and I just heat them up with warm water. But you really want to start here on the chest because I'm always concaved over and everything is compressed down and shortened. So I want to definitely elongate this area. So I would do a lot of work in here first to really open this up. Then I would work up the neck using heat and lighter movements just for like relaxing. We're not trying to like stimulate or lengthen. Then I would take my boost comb and do the same, coming and trying to relax and get out any adhesions that are maybe pulling everything down. And I would do more elongating in here because when I'm hunched over, this is all tight and compressed. So we definitely want to elongate this area. Now for horizontal bands, we do want to lengthen. You still want to start here and lengthen. And then we want to lengthen the neck as well. using moves to really lengthen. If you do have puffiness too, we do want to do some drainage. Now, I've recently really gotten into taping. This is specifically not taping, give you like a snatched look for your face. It's taping to kind of cue the muscles and to cue you. So I started doing upper back taping and also the back of my neck taping. So I definitely think this will help you just cue you to remember about keeping your shoulders back. I have tape on my back now, so it does kind of help me to remember to keep everything open. And I've been doing this now for about, I don't know, a good 2 weeks, like religiously. And I definitely have seen a really big improvement in my platysmal bands being less active. Now, I want to get into how I changed my training a little bit, because I've been really into band training because it definitely opens up the body and increases blood flow and circulation. I do all stretch to start moves. So this helps me to really open everything up. So if I was doing, even biceps, I come from back here, from chest, to work on opening this area. I come from back here and across. For your horizontal necklines, the goal is lengthening. You want to lengthen because everything's so compressed. Things that you might want to avoid or really watch would be if the movement folds your neck, pushes your head forward, makes you slouch over, rounded. You want to really lessen those exercises or just avoid them for a while. You also want to open the chest, so more stretch to start, lengthening moves. Definitely check out that video that I did if you're using weights, how you can utilize weights to do these length stretch to start positions. So this will create space where the neck has been folded. You want to do what I call sprinkles. So they are little movements throughout the day. So literally like 1 to 2 minutes throughout your day. I try and do one every hour to really increase that blood flow and circulation and to open up the body from sitting too long, standing in one position too long. Especially if you suffer with any type of puffiness. When you do band training, it acts like a pump. It helps your lymph keep moving. It helps to reduce water retention. So just remember, neck aging isn't about one thing, and that's why one solution never really works. So before you jump into getting more Botox, getting surgery, definitely try these things first. I hope this has helped you, given you some hope that you can address your neck lines, your neck aging, and it doesn't have to involve more Botox or surgery. So I will see you in the next one.